All right, everyone, welcome to 2 days before Maple Weekend, and things are it's a mess right now because it seems like everything knows it's Maple Weekend, so it goes wrong. I've got monitors that are messed up. I had a leak over the woods yesterday that I went and found, and I've got batteries going dead on 12-volt systems. But we've been making a ton of syrup, so I gotta finish getting that packaged, which it's all bottled. I just need to get it labeled and put away because there's a lot to do. And we gotta boil tonight. This is all syrup that I bottled the other night here, and that's all syrup. But we've got full tanks too, so I've got to haul sap at some point because we gotta boil tonight. I gotta finish updating the board. So we made 25 the other night, and that puts us at 212 for the year. So we're catching up. I mean, where were we last year? We hit 200 on the 16th, the 19th. So we're right about there, but we've done it with less sap because we've got just shy of 14,000 gallons to make 200, and we were about 18,000 to do it here. So about 5,000, I should say, less gallons of sap to make the same amount of syrup. So sugar content's been up, but it trended off. It hasn't wanted to freeze. It didn't freeze last night, but it did the night before. So today's sugar content should be better, but it didn't start running until late yesterday. And then today, I don't know, it's cruddy out. It probably won't do a lot. Had some troubles with the auto draw. The probe was messing up. Thought I had a broke wire, so I changed it. Then halfway through Sugar on Snow the other day, the guys were saying that it wasn't reading right. The analog was saying 219, but we were making syrup at like 214, something like that. So I came down the next day and I was able to adjust this. I boosted it up 4 degrees and now it's reading right. So I don't know if it's the probe reading differently or that thing's on the fritz, but it's working for now. But another thing on the list, the insulation on the door is showing its age. This is 2 years old and it's pounded and getting bad. So I got to redo this now. So this is ready because it's got to be ready for this weekend. It's going to have a lot of hours on it. there's one layer. Now I gotta do the inside. There, that's all done. It's gonna close stiff for a little while because that first layer of insulation makes the gasket around it. But other than that, this thing is fitting perfect. So it'll break in and it'll be ready to go. I'll just leave it closed for the day so it'll kind of set there and we're ready. But no, another thing off the list. One thing you guys will remember is that my new Becker pump I had in my checkout area up here on the shelf. Well, it's not there anymore. The drive still is, but it was actually pretty loud in here, and I knew that the girls were not gonna put up with my fun and games listening to that. So the other day when it froze up, I got going early, went down, closed the valves up, and I built a shelf up here in the woodshed, so it sits up there. This thing is making great vacuum. It's sitting at like 27 inches all the time. The only reason it's not at 29 is the two leakers across the street. So it does keep the RPMs up, but it's quiet, and I gained like 7 inches of vacuum, which is translated into a lot more sap. So it's up here now. I do need to put an exhaust port coming out at some point. I just haven't had time. And I'm gonna put a check valve on the outlet as well, just so that the critters and bugs and stuff don't get into it during the summer. But it's quiet, and it makes great vacuums. I haven't heard of anyone with one of these Becker pumps saying that it was the worst thing that they ever did. Everyone loves these Becker pumps, and I do too. The boss and I are headed now to go pick up my picnic tables and the griddles and some tables that I'm gonna bring back and get those just covered up as long as I get them home, and that's gonna be another thing off the list. Me and Killer here, we just went to Costco because I needed more picnic tables, because I think we're gonna be busy enough this weekend that I don't think we're gonna have enough seating. So they got those nice folding picnic tables. So I stopped and got that. And of course, I got a hot dog and a Coke because, well, it's $1.62 with tax. So how do you not eat that for lunch? So I think this is like one of the most expensive lunches I've had recently. I got mustard on my seat for my hot dog, and that doesn't really make my day. Ugh. That water is awesome. So those tables, I'm not gonna have time to put them together tonight, so I'm just gonna put them in the barn and the box for right now. But the barn is all set up for sales. That's why the tractor's outside. So we've got everything set up in here for Maple Weekend: syrup, candy, cream, all that stuff. The tables will just sit here for now, and I'll put them together tomorrow. Oh, that's nice. That's wet. All right, I'm headed to the big woods now. I'm gonna get a load of sap, then go back and get another load of sap. I think this tank is just about full, so I'm gonna get 2 loads back so I get the RO fired up. And then when I gotta haul the hoodlum to dance, I can get the last of it from the other 2 woods. So I got a lot to do. Well, the releaser's pumping right now, I can hear it. Yep, there's a bunch of sap here. It's pretty good looking stuff too for being a couple days old. This monitor's been giving me all sorts of funny readings, so I'm gonna try cleaning the sensor and hopefully that's what the problem is. There, that's a full load on there now, and there's probably 500-600 left in here, maybe a little bit less than that. So get that back, fire up the RO. One, 2, that's not awesome. This will make it awesome though. Gotta help it prime. So it's airbound right now, so I just burp it, and that should get some of it out. So I set it right now, I got 2 gallons a minute of concentrate is what I'm set for. I gotta lean on it, I ain't got much time tonight. Making 14 gallons of permeate, that'll come down as the membrane gets sugared up and it'll come up over 400 PSI. So that'll take a minute, but this thing's gotta run for a little while. That load's 7 1/4 and I should be able to go get the rest of it and come back and have plenty of time before we run out. Especially seeing how I'm putting it back in, but. Still running good over here. These got tapped in January and they're still crushing it, so we'll see. The sugar content may not be the greatest, but we'll take the volume. And now the game of trying to get it clean before it runs again. $500 more. I just pulled a genius move and pulled out with the hose still attached, so I ripped that fitting off. Hopefully the hardware store has another one because, well, hopefully they do, and hopefully it's not broke more than that, but we're gonna find out. It's a decent take of sap right there. This is 1 day of sap here and it's good and clear. The battery was dead over here. It's a 400-foot run coming down from the landlord here with power, so it's not perfect voltage, and I've had trouble with the battery tender, but for 1 day's worth of sap here, I mean half a tank, I'll take that. And the battery's still looking good right now after I swapped it out yesterday, so maybe we're on the upward track with this one, I don't know. But so that's an all-star move right there. I have no idea how much I lost. There was at least 200 at the hill. And what I did was I didn't close the valve after I ripped that friggin' part off at home. And I looked up when I finished pumping and heard water running. Or sap. There's probably, I don't know, there was like 200 at the hill and at least 100 here. I probably lost 100 gallons here. That's awesome. I'm crushing it today. Ooh, another good tank of sap. Yep. Mm-hmm. The hill and Blake Road are coming in at 1.6. Down back was 1.3. So sugar content from the sugar maple bunches that we have are doing good. Opened up that valve up there. It didn't leak after I glued it, so that's a good thing. And so the last of the sap's coming down in. This is just hit, well, no, it's been on the overflow. So right now we're making 2 gallons a minute of concentrate and 9 of permeate at, I don't know, just under 450. So we'll see, but the rig the other night was keeping up with 2 gallons a minute, and we weren't, the RO was not getting ahead on a 2x6, so we'll see what happens tonight. He was right on the density. Yeah. That's fucking delicious. Definitely some dirty stuff. Definitely not going to have any more issues. That's character.
Oh, that's a good one. That washer is red hot.
Yeah, they're glowing now.
Oh, God.
He's got to put his muscles into it to close it.
Oh, I tell you what, they're cool, even though the battery was kind of shut down, it's still. You're like a broken record. Sure. Keep coming back.
You want to pull the burst frequency then.
They don't bother you guys anymore, huh?
That ball still ain't moving. And we're putting out 2 gallons a minute, so that means this thing's swallowing 2 gallons a minute. I'm no mathematician, but that's a lot. What are you doing?
I gotta go to bed.
You gotta go to bed?
Yeah.
Why?
Because Mom said I have to.
Because Mom said you have to. Do you want to?
Oh, Terry.
You just grabbed it with a glove.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
That's true. When they're not your gloves, it's easier. We're getting there now. There's not a lot left there. So let's check. So now we're at 2 and 9 there, and still under 450 psi. But if we come over, the ball still hasn't moved. So I don't know what's going on, but we're chasing density right now. I think some of it might have been we weren't putting enough defoamer in because the auto dripper wasn't on, but it's on now, and the thing's chugging. What?
Tell people the truth.
What's the truth?
John has been shirking his duties.
Oh yeah, John over there,
Shirking my duties.
not crushing it. What are you crushing? Coors Light?
First light, No.
Not cheerleader beers.
No, he had Guinness. I did have a couple Guinness earlier.
Another freaking 14 gallons. I'll take a
Again.
lesson from John.
We're ripping on John tonight. John's not ripping on us. Yeah, that's the same mix I run because we split a pallet. We ordered together, and I told him, I said, I'll pay for half of it because I only needed 6 bags, and he's getting 12.
Yeah, I could not believe the difference between you're going.
I have 30.
Oh!
Of course I did that because all of a sudden it was there. Damn it!
Well, that one will be full. A lot of pressure.
All right, we got pan cleaner in the flue pan and in the syrup pan because this thing's got a ton of hours on it now and it's totally due. Leaving the bubbler on in the back, that just agitates that and it really cleans it up. And then the residual heat in the arch is already heated up. That was down about 40 degrees when we put it in, and it's already at 80, so it'll heat that up continuously and then it'll cool down. What did we make tonight? We made 15 in the barrel plus a little bit that went on the floor. That doesn't count. 5 in there. And there's maybe 5 in there, not quite. So what's that? 15, 20, maybe 25. Oh, don't forget half a canner. So I'll cover that. So what's that? We're about 32 gallons, 35 gallons is what I'm figuring. I'll know more tomorrow when I get all this balled up. But yeah, it's 11 o'clock. The guys just left. This thing's put to bed, and I'm going to bed. See you guys in the next one.